seemed a little dazed afterwards, I'm
Yeah,
not gonna lie.
no, I was gone, dude. You know, that was a rage that had been bottled for a really long time.
Let's get into this fascinating story that has everyone talking. Will Smith is under the FBI's surveillance. There have been rumors circulating about the Hollywood star's ascent to fame, suggesting that there may be more to his success than just talent. When Jim Carrey enters the conversation, you know things are about to get real. Let's examine what is actually happening behind the scenes.
I've reached out to Chris, and the message that came back is that he's not ready to talk.
You recall correctly. It all began with Jim Carrey's response to Will Smith's now famous slap at the 2022 Oscars. After making a joke, Chris Rock storms onto the stage and in front of millions of people, slaps him across the face. The incident left everyone astonished, but what really got people talking was the standing ovation he earned later that evening when he won the Best Actor award for King Richard. Jim Carrey, a veteran of Hollywood who understands how things operate, was having none of it.
I was sickened. I was sickened by the standing ovation. I felt like Hollywood is just spineless, en masse.
Carrey didn't hold back in a heated interview with Gala King Carrey, accusing Hollywood of lacking guts for applauding Will Smith. I was appalled by the standing ovation after such a public outburst, where it was evident that he was truly horrified by the entire event. According to Carrey, Carrey expressed his disappointment and fury in a tone that made it plain how far Hollywood had fallen. He interpreted the audience's response, which included clapping even in the face of a slap, as evidence that the business had lost its moral compass.
The name Brother Bilal may not be a name you heard of, but if you're Will Smith, it's the name of your former friend of nearly 40 years.
Not content to stop there, Carrey went on to say that if it had been him and Chris Rock in Carrey's shoes, he would have sued Will Smith for $200 million. Yes, $200 million. If you think about it, that's not just a lawsuit, it's a clear and present declaration of war against what Carrey perceives to be the dysfunctional system in Hollywood. The actual problem isn't with the slap per se, rather it's with what the slap symbolized. That is, the fact that someone like Will Smith could get away with such a shocking conduct and then be praised for it.
Big news here, the Academy Board of Governors banning Will Smith from all Academy events for 10 years, a decade.
Carr's response sparked a larger discussion on the influence of Hollywood's elite and why there wasn't more opposition to Will. Additionally, the audience gave him a standing ovation rather than making him answer to Carrey. The answer is straightforward. There is a deeper issue at hand. It has less to do with who you know in Hollywood and more to do with what you're ready to do and the level of protection you have.
I would say don't just start filming me without asking me
Oh my goodness.
if you could film me.
Astaire, come help us again, please. I'm still dealing with foolishness.
Here's where things start to get interesting. Despite appearing to be centered around the Oscars event, Carr's remarks allude to a bigger Hollywood conspiracy involving a secret network that protects its stars from punishment. If you're wondering who might be a part of this network, Will Smith's name keeps coming up.
My social media presence is my bread and butter, okay? So you can't just use me for social media and not, don't just start I'm standing in my house.
Rumors have long circulated that Will Smith's rise to stardom is tied to more than just his acting talent. Many whisper that his connections in Hollywood run deep, potentially shielding him from the fallout that has affected others far less dramatically. Some speculate that powerful forces within the industry have helped him maintain his status, even when others faced public shaming. Jim Carrey's comments add weight to these claims. Having spent years in the industry, he's seen the inner workings of Hollywood. His outrage over the standing ovation Smith received wasn't just about the infamous slap. It spoke to a larger issue of Hollywood's elite seeming to operate above the rules that govern everyone else.
Is that in 2016, you and Will decided that you were going to live completely separate lives.
Let's now take a brief step back. Although there have long been hints of hidden powers and Hollywood guarding its stars, people take notice when someone as well known as Jim Carrey speaks about it. Could Will Smith be a part of this mysterious group? And if so, what does that mean for his career, relationships, and legacy?
Yeah, and let me just say this. It's ridiculous
To grasp the gravity of these allegations, we must delve into some of the more controversial rumors surrounding Will Smith. One key figure is Brother Ball, a former close associate of Will, who has made shocking claims that have ignited discussion online. Ball alleges that during his time working with Will, he walked into Dwayne Martin's dressing room and witnessed something unexpected. He suggests he saw Will and Dwayne in a compromising situation. While the details remain unverified, these salacious rumors have only intensified speculation about Will's private life.
That her husband, Will Smith, was caught having sex with actor Dwayne Martin.
Although it is impossible to verify the veracity of these accusations, it begs many concerns that they have surfaced at all and that someone like Brother B is willing to go public with them. Why are these stories only now becoming public? And what more is happening behind the scenes?
I brought this subject up because there's a couple of things that really bother me here.
This isn't the only bizarre tale associated with Will's personal life. There have also been rumors circulated by Jaguar Wright, another industry insider, that Will has engaged in some disturbing behavior, especially when it comes to mentoring young men in the industry. According to her, a number of young actors who came into contact with Will came away from the experience deeply shaken, claiming they were exposed to things they hadn't anticipated when they first sought out his guidance. These claims are unverified, but the fact that they're even being discussed suggests a larger narrative regarding Will's alleged involvement in some of Hollywood's more closed-off circles.
So, Brianna, the judge has set a May 5th trial date for Sean Diddy Combs to face those charges of racketeering, conspiracy, trafficking, and transportation of prostitution. Now, Diddy was in court today. He entered the courtroom wearing a jail-issued outfit, a khaki long-sleeve shirt, pants. He was also shackled at the ankle.
What makes this situation even more intriguing is how these stories align with Jim Carrey's broader criticisms of Hollywood. Carrey has often hinted that there are deeper, unsettling dynamics at play in the entertainment industry, and his strong reaction to the Oscar scandal might be his way of shedding light on those hidden truths. Could it be that Carrey, like others, knows something about Will Smith that the public remains unaware of? If so, why hasn't anyone provided more concrete evidence? This is where things get complicated. Allegations from figures like Brother Ball and Jaguar Wright suggest that Will's rise to fame may come with dark secrets, secrets that powerful forces have worked to protect. Hollywood has a long history of concealing uncomfortable truths to safeguard its most valuable assets. If Will Smith is indeed one of those assets, what kind of favors might have been exchanged to keep him in the public's favor all these years? The implications are as perplexing as they are compelling.
Clients describe NBC as hell, as the worst conditions they've been in.
The rumors don't end there. Others in Hollywood have hinted at Will Smith's complex personal life, including well-known figures like Garcelle Beauvais and Alexis Arquette. Beauvais, who had a brief romantic connection with Will, revealed that their relationship ended abruptly when she discovered Jada Pinkett Smith was already in the picture. This raises questions about the nature of Will's relationships and whether there's more to his marriage with Jada than what's publicly known. As you delve into these stories, a pattern begins to emerge. Will Smith, once one of Hollywood's most beloved stars, seems to be at the center of unsettling rumors. When you combine these whispers with Jim Carrey's explosive comments about the entertainment industry, it's hard not to wonder if there's some truth to it all.
And a lot of the evidence, alleged evidence, that's been gathered in this case was from those two raids that were conducted on his personal homes in Miami and Los Angeles. And the indictment names the things seized that he allegedly made videos of these performances that have been named freak-offs.
Now, let's make this connection. Jim Carrey's remarks regarding the Oscars covered more ground than simply the slap. They also touched on issues of power relations in Hollywood and how certain celebrities seem to be above the law. It all begins to make sense when you consider Will Smith's career and the numerous rumors that have surrounded him. Carrey was repulsed not only by the standing ovation itself, but also by what it stood for, a system that always looks out for its own.
Took Sean Diddy Combs into custody. He's seen in this video entering the Park Hyatt Hotel in Midtown Manhattan with others when agents from Homeland Security Investigations approach and separate him. They place Combs under arrest and lead him out the front door in handcuffs.
Consider this. Will Smith has been in the public eye for decades, and while his reputation has faced some challenges, he has consistently managed to bounce back. But what if there's more to the story? What if his ability to maintain superstar status stems from being part of something much larger, something that transcends mere talent and hard work? Could his connections in Hollywood be the real reason he can weather storms that would have derailed other stars? The timing of these rumors is also noteworthy. Why are these stories about Will emerging now, after so many years? Could it be that the infamous slap at the Oscars served as a tipping point, the moment when the veil began to lift and hidden truths started to surface? Jim Carrey's comments certainly indicate that something has shifted in Hollywood, suggesting we're only beginning to uncover what's been happening behind the scenes. As we delve deeper into Will Smith's past, other intriguing connections come to light, adding even more layers to his story. Beyond his brief relationship with Garcelle Beauvais, his interactions with various Hollywood figures and the circles he's navigated raise eyebrows. These relationships could provide insights into the intricate web of alliances and influence that may have helped shape his career and shield him from fallout throughout his time in the industry.
Going to be some motions in this case. One of those was addressed today. Now, if the judge does not need them back in court, the next time we will see Combs back in court will be in December.
One of the most peculiar assertions originates from the late actress Alexis Arquette. Several years ago, Alexis caused a stir when she openly proposed that Will and Sherry Zampino's first marriage ended in an odd way. Sherry has categorically refuted Alexis's allegations that she caught Will in a compromising situation with another man. The whispers have stayed true, and like so many of these celebrity tales, once they surface, they seem to take on a life of their own and fit into this intricate puzzle even more.
Will was bent over on the couch and Dwayne was standing up. Like, it was.
Now, let's turn our attention to a figure often mentioned alongside these Hollywood rumors, Quincy Jones. The legendary music producer has worked with nearly everyone in the industry, and whispers have long circulated about his unusual influence over various stars, including Will Smith. Some believe Quincy may have played a role in introducing Will to the hidden circles of Hollywood. Whether true or not, these stories have contributed to Quincy's almost mythical status as a Hollywood gatekeeper. One enduring tale involves Quincy allegedly inviting young, up-and-coming stars to his exclusive parties. These gatherings are rumored to be something out of a Hollywood thriller, shrouded in secrecy and an air of exclusivity that keeps people guessing about what truly happens behind closed doors. Will is said to have been a frequent attendee in his earlier years, along with other major names. Attending these events was almost seen as a rite of passage for those hoping to make it big. Adding to the intrigue are claims from Trisha Paytas, who mentioned that a dancer friend of hers felt uncomfortable due to Will's behavior during an encounter. While the details are vague, Trisha suggested her friend felt pressured, which, although unverified, adds another layer to the complexities surrounding Will's private life. The fact that people from various corners of Hollywood continue to share such experiences only fuels speculation. To fully understand the scope of these rumors, it's important to consider the broader context. Will Smith's connections in Hollywood extend far and wide, intersecting with both the film and music industries. Speaking of music, his ties to scene Diddy Combs add another layer of intrigue. Diddy, known for his extravagant lifestyle and even more lavish parties, has long been associated with secretive gatherings that attract many celebrities. Will is rumored to have been part of Diddy's inner circle at one point, a connection that naturally invites further speculation about the dynamics of their relationship and what these gatherings entail. As we connect these dots, it becomes increasingly apparent that Will's story is intertwined with a complex web of influence, secrecy, and the often shadowy dealings that characterize Hollywood. Whether through Quincy, Diddy, or other figures in the industry, the questions surrounding Will's rise to fame only deepen, leaving many to wonder what truths remain hidden beneath the surface.
The woman that everybody wanted, and Will needed that validation to have that.
In a certain reality, that's your norm, right? So then when other people see things and that's not their norm,
yes,
it's kind of like, oh, okay.
The rumors about Diddy's parties are legendary. Guests are said to sign non-disclosure agreements before entering, and while these events may just be a place for Hollywood's elite to have fun, some think there may be darker undertones. Diddy has hosted some of the biggest names in Hollywood, and the activities go far beyond what you might anticipate from a typical celebrity bash. Those who have attended have suggested that what happens is meant to remain a secret, with whispers of secrets being shared and unspoken bonds being formed.
So, all right, I open the door to Dwayne's dressing room, and that's when I see Dwayne and having with Will.
It's also important to highlight the peculiar claims made by singer Jaguar Wright. Known for her outspoken nature, Jaguar has been candid about Hollywood's hidden agendas. She alleges that Will and Jada Pinkett Smith have lured young men into their lives under the guise of mentorship, only for these individuals to later emerge feeling traumatized. According to Jaguar, these young men have left these supposed mentorships with stories that raise significant questions about the nature of their experiences. If true, these allegations would fit into a troubling narrative of an industry where those seeking power sometimes engage in deeply unsettling activities. Then there's the case of Brisher Gray, the actor known for his role on Empire. His career seemed poised for success, but then he seemingly vanished from the spotlight. While he has faced personal struggles, some insiders speculate that his departure from Hollywood might be linked to his choice to step away from certain influential individuals or groups. Allegedly, Brisher was invited to partake in the same types of gatherings that Will and Diddy frequented, and when he declined, he found himself on the outside looking in. At this point, a common thread emerges through these stories, a pattern involving young stars being introduced to the industry's inner circles, only to face choices that could alter the trajectory of their lives forever. For those who decide to walk away, it often comes at a steep price. While not every rumor can be confirmed, the sheer volume of accounts paints a picture of Hollywood that is far darker than the glamorous facade it presents to the world. And then there's the whirlwind of legal troubles surrounding Diddy, also known as Sean Combs. He has been embroiled in controversy for some time now, with allegations accumulating like dominoes. It all began with civil lawsuits accusing him of abuse and manipulation, but things escalated dramatically when he was arrested on a range of criminal charges, including trafficking and racketeering. These serious allegations further complicate the already murky waters of Hollywood, suggesting a deeper, more sinister undercurrent in an industry that thrives on both ambition and secrecy.
And Stacey, you say today's indictment reads like a mob indictment. What was most shocking to you of all these allegations?
Yeah, the fact, Jake, that the government in this indictment presented evidence alleging that Sean Combs was running a criminal enterprise.
Diddy was apprehended by federal agents at a New York hotel, and the indictment against him was astounding, claiming years of history of predatory behavior. Diddy allegedly used his power and resources to take advantage of people running what the prosecution is referring to as a criminal enterprise.
Why doesn't the government want him to turn himself in? Because then they can't ask for detention. So they go and they arrest him. They arrest a guy who came to New York to turn himself in.
There are some problems that the defense has brought up originally, but it seems like, just from reading this 14-page indictment, that there is enough physical evidence to perhaps get a conviction in this case. We shall see. These are allegations.
Diddy's defense team has maintained throughout the trial that these accusations are unfounded and that they represent a smear campaign against him. They claim that Diddy has been unfairly singled out by former associates who are seeking a payday loan. The prosecution is making a compelling case that Diddy's influence allowed him to silence his victims for far too long. They claim he used power behind the scenes to intimidate, coerce, and keep people quiet, ensuring that whispers of misconduct stayed just that, whispers. These attorneys are working hard to have the charges dropped, arguing that their client has been nothing but cooperative and that he has been on a crusade to clear his name.
This has to be a 100% culture shock. I can't imagine living a lifestyle of the incredibly rich and famous and then going into this very dark, impersonal, cold, austere facility.
As this case develops, shocking details have emerged. Witnesses have come forward with accounts that provide an unsettling picture of life within Diddy's circle, and prosecutors have released documents, testimonies, and surveillance footage, all in an effort to create one of the strongest cases against him possible. A further layer to these already unsettling allegations is that those who worked for Diddy have revealed that they were forced to procure people for him, and that Diddy used his vast resources to ensure compliance. To make matters worse, these individuals have claimed that those who attempted to leave his circle faced threats and were blacklisted from the industry.
The special housing unit is a 24-hour lockdown unit, which means that any movement within that unit is controlled and coordinated, and no inmate moves outside of his cell without being in full restraints, to include leg irons, handcuffs, a belly chain, and at least 2, if not 3 staff members escorting them.
To say that the trial has garnered a lot of attention would be an understatement as more information becomes available. Spectators and media outlets are closely monitoring every development, as this may turn out to be one of the most high-profile celebrity trials in recent memory for those who have long believed that influential people, such as Diddy, frequently avoid responsibility. This case serves as a reminder that even the most powerful people can be brought before a judge. The public's response has been divided. Some support him, while others are horrified by the seriousness of the accusations. As the trial proceeds, many people remain optimistic that justice will be served, regardless of the star power at play.
You know, I think in federal court and for these charges, they would say it's routine, but in the public realm, this is very significant, just from who we associate Diddy being and everything we've seen him do over the decades. Like you said, this is quite the downfall to go from, I mean, we saw the mansions back in March that were raided by the feds. So to go from living in those mansions to being in a jail cell right now, I think it really...
As we await the final verdict, it's clear that this case has the potential to set a powerful precedent. If Diddy is convicted, it could mark a turning point in how allegations against influential figures are addressed. Facing serious charges, he could be looking at a lifetime behind bars. This trial represents more than just Diddy's fate. It tests whether the legal system can hold high-profile individuals accountable. For those watching closely, this is more than just another headline. It's a critical moment to see if power will finally be met with consequences. If justice is served, it could send a strong message that no one is above the law, offering hope to those who have felt powerless against such behavior.
The story we're tracking, music mogul Sean Diddy Combs on watch at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center after 2 judges denied his request for bail. This as a grand jury is expected to hear new testimony from workers very soon.
Therefore, when we delve deeper into this maze of relationships and tales, it's difficult to avoid wondering just how much power Hollywood's power players actually have, given that celebrities like Quincy Jones, Diddy, and Will Smith are all entangled in the web of rumors. Is there any reality behind the smoke and mirrors of Hollywood's elite, or are these just wild tales? The idea of a hidden Hollywood seems more realistic than ever, and with every new report that comes to light, the enigma just gets deeper. Please share your opinions in the comments section. Thank you for seeing. Don't forget to subscribe for more updates on this developing story.